Carrie, welcome to Roanoke, Virginia. You're on the Mike Gallagher Show in the ReliefFactor.com studios. How you doing?
Hi, Mike. I'm great.
Good,
I just
good.
called in because you were talking about masks earlier, and something that came out, I was reading a medical journal, JAMA, and they were talking about how the masks that you and I can buy are so ill-fitting that they would never protect you in the way that we would think we should be protected from this virus. And the other thing is that when you breathe in and breathe out, you put a little moisture out when you breathe out, and that breaks down the mask. And it would be great if you had hay fever, but a virus is so small, it would go right through it when you breathe back in.
Yeah, but there's
all you're
something.
doing is making people scared.
Yeah, you're just frightening people. But on the other hand, people are scared. People I've spoken to are scared. And if they want to wear a mask, they should be able to wear a mask. If you feel a level of comfort because you have a mask around your nose and your mouth, why not? And yet, the Secretary of Health and Human Services, Alex Azar, said, don't wear a mask. Listen to this clip. Try to figure this out. Here's cut number 6 from Fox News Sunday with Chris Wallace. This is one of those just maddening things. We need to be able to say we know what we don't know.
Obviously, part of this is a reasonable.
All of a sudden, last night, I'm going to bed in the hotel room. There's 2 deaths in the United States. 2 people have died. Guy in his 50s had underlying health conditions. One of the victims had been to China. One of them had not. One of them had connections to people in China. One of them had not. Thought you had to know somebody who's in China over there eating, bat blood or whatever it happened, however this thing is supposed to have started. We know what we don't know. And frankly, I wonder if I'm alone here. Maybe it's just me. Don't tell me not to wear a mask. Don't tell my son or my daughter or my wife or my mother or my father not to wear a mask. Don't tell Americans what to do. You want to wear a mask? You go over to China right now, everybody's got a mask on. They must know something. And that, by the way, is a cultural thing in the Asian community forever. Somebody gets a cold, they put a mask on. If there's an outbreak, they put a mask on. What do you say? You think all those years of practice, you just mock that? I want you to listen to our Secretary of Health and Human Services. This makes me really mad. And I want to play this clip for you. Cut number 6 from Fox News Sunday with Chris Wallace and Grabia.
Obviously, part of this is a reasonable response to an unknown threat. But do you see some elements of panic?
I see elements of uncertainty. I was with Secretary Mnuchin yesterday at our task force meeting at the White House, and he was talking about the stock market reaction and how so much of the market is just dealing with uncertainty. And we're dealing with a novel virus, and so there is uncertainty. And I know that can make people feel uncomfortable, and that's why we are trying to give the American people all the information we have when we have it, so they don't think there's secret information they're not getting. That at least helps. We say what uncertainties we've got, and as we resolve them, we try to clarify.
People are overreacting?
Yes, absolutely. If people going out and buying face masks, that's not necessary. In fact, we need those masks for the people who should be using them, which are healthcare workers taking care of patients.
Now, I'm coming off the flu, all right? And many thanks, incidentally, to Kurt Schlichter, who filled in for me at CPAC. I was so miserable, not only physically, but emotionally, because I love going to CPAC. And I just feel like I let everybody down, so I'm so sorry. So maybe I'm a little cranky because I'm coming off the flu. I shouldn't be cranky. Wonderful people here. David, the owner here at Fox Radio 910, Roanoke 910 and 104.3 FM. Great radio station. We're so proud to be on their team here. We're going to have an event tonight at 7 p.m. I'm going to tell you where and when in just a moment or two. I ought to be in a good mood. You know what puts me in a bad mood? Somebody in my government telling me what I can do with my life and my body and a piece of material like a mask. You know what makes me mad? Alex Azar saying you shouldn't be wearing masks. Let the professionals wear the masks. If I want to put a mask over my face because I don't want to sit next to the lady who was hacking up a lung like the lady I sat next to last night on the plane from New York to Roanoke, that woman coughed the whole flight. About 1 out of 4 times she put her hand over her mouth when she coughed, by the way. I was about to crawl out of my skin. If I want to put a mask on to protect myself against Lord knows what's out there, don't tell me not to wear a mask. Am I wrong here on this? Should we be listening to Alex Azar? Okay, all right, we don't need to wear a mask. They're not effective. I mean, I get it. I don't know how effective it is.